Welcome to Ease with me, Namita Purohit. I'm a professional life coach. I base my practice on Eastern wisdom and Western psychology. Join Ease if you're looking to get coached or become a coach yourself. Narcissism is a pattern characterized by a lot of entitlement. I'm the best, worship me, a lot of arrogance, a complete lack of empathy, complete lack of remorse, non-stop need for validation and admiration, super sensitivity to criticism, very poor insight about their own needs and emotions and that of those people around them as well. They also have great difficulty in controlling their emotions, especially when they are frustrated or disappointed, or you're not serving them as the king or the queen of your life. And in some cases, they also have this great sense of victimhood, chronic, non-stop. They almost feel like a victim. If you disagree with them, they feel like a victim. If you don't do what they ask you to do because you are short of time or you're in an emergency, they feel like a victim. And so many such situations where everything is all about them, and it's all about them and how badly they have suffered. And they tend to be very resentful, very oppositional, and constantly sad. Uh, Now, when you get into an argument with a narcissist, that's the worst thing you can do to yourself. And my recommendation is that don't get into any argument or fight with a narcissist. And here's why: they are not going to see your point of view, your needs, your feelings, your emotions. They're not going to acknowledge their wrongdoings ever. And the more you try to make yourself heard, the more they are going to hurt you. They will deflect everything, each and everything, back at you. Say you raise a concern that, hey, I was waiting for you to pick me up at this time, and you didn't show up, and I had to take the car, I had to hitch a ride with a friend, and something like that. And then they'll actually accuse you for not telling them the schedule clearly when clearly you've mentioned it to them on text, you've talked about it many times, and they've acknowledged it. You also send them an email the day before and things like that. And they really know how to turn things around. Like if you accuse them of cheating, they will laugh and turn it back around you that it's all your fault that they're cheating, and you will be put into that guilty corner, with a timeout. Now, their ultimate goal in deflecting everything back on you is to overwhelm you and confuse you so that you forget what you brought up in the first place. And if you don't forget, you start doubting yourself and what you brought up in the first place. And there will be no mature fighting or resolution ever with them. You will be unable to have a calm and mature argument with them ever, because they get extremely upset and aggressive when they see someone not following the line they want you to follow. And more times than not, that conversation will shift to very nonsensical rants where they will deflect your concerns to trivial nonsense, and also they will they will start raking up the past and bringing out their victimhood from the past so that you get distracted. Another thing which they do is they will intimidate you and bully you. They'll engage in name calling, yelling, becoming extremely emotional, throwing low blows, knowing that you'll be hurt, and possibly maybe becoming physically aggressive against you as well. And if you react to them in any way, such as you try to defend yourself, then you will be the one accused of being the emotional one, the perpetrator of the argument, and the abuser. So it becomes like reactive abuse. The victim becomes the abuser. And they won't hesitate to lie and deny. Perhaps the fight escalated to the point where they screamed at you or pushed you. But when you question them on that, or when you try to bring closure to that, they are going to reframe it in their head as an accident, or they will claim that they were totally straight with you and you were the one being emotional. So gaslighting is really big with them, and they are masters at it, and we can't really beat them to it. You also want to be mindful of the fact that every argument that you engage in with them is narcissistic fuel supply for them. It gives them a high, they enjoy the attention, they enjoy you begging them to see your point of view. They enjoy you, chasing them to get certain things done in the house or whatever your arrangement is. Whether they love seeing you disturbed, because then they see that, wow, I could control this person and their emotions, and they're very sad in that way. The kind of pleasures that they try to derive in life. But this is what truly gives them a sense of power and control over you. So I've shared with you 7 reasons why you should not get into an argument with them, because you will never win that argument with them. And those 7 reasons are: they're not going to see your point of view. 2, they're not going to acknowledge their wrongdoing. 3, they will deflect everything back at you. 4, there will be no mature fighting or resolution. 5, they will intimidate you and bully you. 6, they won't hesitate to lie and deny. And 7, the argument is narcissistic supply for them, and they're never going to be the ones wanting to end it. So, when you can never win an argument against them, and your energy is precious, your life is precious, your emotions are precious, you don't want to be hurt and harmed by them. So, what should you do instead to take care of yourself, and to take care of what needs to be done? And I'll say a few things. That is, you want to choose your battles, which things you want to ignore and let them just, pass, even if they're very uncomfortable, and with things you really want to argue in, because it's precious energy getting into an argument with them and knowing fully well that it's going to be a very hard one to win. You want to keep your voice calm and professional at all times. The minute you raise your voice, they get to play victim again. Then they start accusing you. Then you get riled up, you get upset, and then you start screaming even more. So it's important to keep your voice low and your tone very professional. Don't defend or explain yourself. Hold on to your reality, even if they try to keep confusing you and lying and deflecting and blaming and all of that. Keep holding on to your version of reality. And keep bringing back the focus to your original request. They will get into the past, they'll get into name calling, they'll get into blaming, they'll get into deflecting and so many things. But you need to keep bringing back the argument to your original request. And you need to be a broken record there. Just keep repeating the same stuff. Now, you may do all of that and you may still not get them to hear you, understand you, listen to you, see sense, see the mistakes in their in their ways of doing things and so on. Now, if I had to do this, what I would suggest is to bring any argument to a very soft landing. And the reason I say bring it to a soft landing is not because you're submitting to them or submitting to their power or seniority or authority or their sense of control over you. You are bringing it to a soft landing so that you can walk away from there. Because these arguments take a huge toll on you, your mental health, your physical health, your sense of stability and security, not knowing whether you have a relationship with them or anyone, and you tend to lose your sense of self. So you're bringing it to a soft landing. You're physically stepping back from the argument, very calmly, not storming off, but telling them, hey, I understand your point of view. I think it's making sense. Let me think about it and I'll get back to you. You don't see any sense in their point of view. You don't even want to think about it. But you're bringing it to a soft landing so that they know you're still connected to them. They know that you're not disconnecting yourself because you don't like what they're doing to you. And you are exiting very peacefully and calmly. When you walk away from the argument, you save your breath, you save your energy, and you save your heart from the trouble. You have to make peace with the fact that they will never understand you. And you're walking away not because you're weak. You're not saying this because you're weak. I understand your point of view. Let me think about it and we can revisit it again. You're not doing this soft landing because you're weak. You're doing this because you're strong and you care about your own sanity. You have understood that you're not going to get much from this place. Also, when you walk away, they lose their power over you. It drives them mad. It drives them crazy. They get very angry and upset that they have lost control over you, and they try hard to guilt you back. But the beauty is, if if they're not successful in guilting you back and hooking you back into that argument or into, that aspect of their lives, then they will stop pursuing you and they will try to find another supply who is the supply does not matter to them as much as long as they have, they have the supply that they need. So listen to them, make them feel that you're still connected, but just walk away from that argument. And now, if you walked away from that argument, you still need to take care of yourself emotionally, and you still need to take care of those things that you needed them to do for you or in the relationship. So you have to find a way as you walk away, as you bring things to a soft landing. You have to find a way to take care of yourself, heal yourself, and do whatever is needed to keep your life running and your life smooth. So you want to learn how to do that for yourself. Now, for you to be able to walk away, a lot of inner strength is needed to be able to make peace with the fact that I'm going to get nothing here, that they will never understand me, that the relationship will never be the way I want it to be. And that requires a lot of inner strength, a lot of self-partnering, a lot of confidence. And for that, you need to work on yourself. So what can you do? You have to learn how to take care of yourself, stay focused on your truth, heal your unhealed parts, and also understand that there is a reason you got hooked into them. I see a lot of students of the Ease Self-Mastery Program, also known as the Ease Academy, that I have created, to help people get the life coaching they need. That as they work through the Ease Blueprint, they develop that inner strength and resilience within themselves. So we coach them in relearning how to take care of themselves, in relearning what to expect in relationships, and in helping them heal their unhealed parts. And we've seen that as people make that switch, people also recognize their own weaknesses, their own inner scripts, their own irrational ways of thinking, their own patterns. Many of them get healed from many chronic health issues that had been troubling them, and even autoimmune diseases. We've seen that, and many aches and pains in the body. So, for you to be able to walk away, give a soft landing, not get into an argument, you need to be able to cultivate your inner strength, take care of yourself, examine the reasons you got hooked into them in the relationship or get hooked into them each time there's an argument. What are your vulnerabilities? What are your musts? What are your shoulds? What are some of your low tolerance issues? What are some of your weaknesses that caused you to become a puppet in their hands? And there are a lot of inner scripts that we have, and if you don't work on them, you get hooked into each and every argument and get hooked into all the narcissists that may touch your life. So the Ease Self-Mastery Program is a life coaching program to help you strengthen yourself, heal yourself, work on your triggers, your beliefs, so you can master yourself and master every situation you meet. I hope this has been of help to you, and if you're looking for structured inner work, systematic inner work where you are working towards becoming healed and whole and to grow and glow, then we have various tiers in the Ease program for you. Or if you want to learn how to coach victims of narcissistic abuse, we have programs for you as well. So you can know more about the programs on my website, www.namitappurohit.com, and or also connect with us on WhatsApp. And the number is in the description below. So I'm looking forward to you becoming healed and whole, growing and glowing, and love you all, and love to see you inside. Bye-bye.